Hello everyone and welcome to this week's WebCenter Webinar. As usual, we're going to go over the basics of the program first, and then today for our more advanced section, we're going to go over how to find some of the more advanced features in the program, additional tile bars, rope hooks, etc., etc. So let me go ahead and log in here. And if everybody can see it, there is a section in the live chat where I just posted my email. If you have questions, you can email me at that email, or you can just post them back in the live chat. Emailed questions I won't be getting to until I wrap this up, and live questions I will try to do relatively quickly. Okay, so go ahead and log in here. So I'll move over to the dashboard. There we are. All right. Generally speaking, whenever you log in, you'll actually end up at this page. I just was in the previous page earlier, and so it saved that page for me. But generally speaking, when you log in, you'll be at this page. And this is what we call the dashboard. So this is where you can track your current orders and your current quotes. Basically, anything you see under this orders section is anything from us. This is any of your orders. This is any of your quotes from us. It does do both. It doesn't really distinguish in here. The only way to know the difference is by clicking on the order number, and then it'll say order type, it'll say quote, or it'll say order. Okay. That's kind of a common question I get. So you'll also see here that there's a bit of other information. For example, there is a received, on hold, in process, in production, complete, and shipped. These are just the status of your orders. So received means it's in our system. On hold means it's been placed on hold for some reason. In process means that it has been acknowledged. In production means that it's in production. Complete means that it's finished production, that hasn't shipped yet, and then shipped, of course, means it's shipped. Now, on the in production and the shipped, you can actually dig a little bit deeper. You can click on that order number like I did earlier, and there will be, like when you see the check mark that says in production, there'll actually be a line that'll say production status. You can click on that and you can view the status of each part of the product, what station it's at the most recent scan, all that. And then you can also do the same thing with shipping. As soon as it's been shipped, the ship date will populate. You can click on that ship date and it will show you the like what's been shipped. It'll show you from where. It'll show you estimated delivery date, etc., etc. I would normally show this, except with my test account that I'm using to demo today. I don't have any of those kind of orders to show. Otherwise, I would. So as you can see, I don't have anything there in either of these boxes, so these columns. But it is pretty easy to figure out. And if you have questions, like I said, go ahead and email me at that email that I posted in the live chat. Same thing. All right, and then you'll also see the second section here is called the quote section, and this will be all of your current quotes. After 30 days, these quotes will, what it calls, expire. You can still retrieve them, but you do have to refresh the pricing and everything, but that's kind of more advanced, so we'll go over that later. But I just wanted to go over kind of what this looks like real quick. So it'll show your quote number, the estimated ship date, your PO number and customer reference, the total of the quote, your location if you have one of those, and then when the quote is set to expire. So that's kind of the dashboard basics. So if you are a new user and you haven't actually used this program before, you do need to set up a customer of your own. This can be very generic, or this can be very custom. So I've had some people who every customer that walks in the door, they get their own customer account, and then other people will do, very generic homeowners, walk-in, contractor, and just label that and then fill in the individual's information as they come. So either way is fine. It doesn't really matter. You just need a customer to get started. So what you want to do up here, you see the dashboard across the top. To the left are these 3 lines. This is your menu. If you click on that and scroll down, until you see setup. And then the first part of the drop-down says customers. You want to click on that. All right, and then you'll see this add customer button. It'll be yellow and black. So click on that. That'll help you create your customer. If you do have different site locations, you will need to put that in. That's required. If you don't, you won't even see that question, so you can pretty much ignore it, I believe. And then you really just need a name for your customer. Everything else you can come back and change whenever. But just to kind of show it, so these are the other options. You can change the financial information. You can set your markups for product category, which I do go over in greater detail. We'll go over that in some of the training videos, and then I had gone over it previously in some of these other webinars, which links are available too. I'll go ahead and post all of that as well at the end of the session today. And so then just, other information, the billing address, the shipping address, you can fill all of that out, or you can leave it blank. It's pretty much optional. So then you would click the save button up here at the top right, and that'll save your customer. But I'm going to go ahead and click cancel because I don't need more customers. Okay, so then that customer, when it's done, will show up here. And there you are, you're ready to start. So what you want to do now is you want to go back to those three little lines, and you want to click dashboard. And this will reload. And then you'll want to click create quote. Right. And so there we are. So like for me, I have to fill in the site location, and then my customer will automatically populate. I'm going to go ahead and put in a PO and a customer reference. And then if I have any comments that I want to send to us, to Holcam, I can put those comments here. It doesn't matter what they're about. Basically, if you need someone at Holcam to see something, that's the place to put it. And then if you had something more internal for your team, you can put them in these notes right underneath it. And that will be, stay within your group, and nobody on our end would see it. So quotes or comments, external, and notes are internal. All right. And then, of course, like I said, you can fill in the individual's billing and shipping information here as well if you want to. And then you can click add right up here, and that will create the customer or the quote. And you'll have all this information that'll tell you about the quote right here. And then you want to come down here to category and select a part. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Eurolight door. And then to keep things simple today, I'm going to do a door and 190 panel. A 90-degree panel. So I'm going to click add. All right, and then you'll see this pop up right here. 99.9% of cases you can ignore this. You don't have to put in a quantity if you don't want to. You don't have to put in a width, height, thickness, any of that. If you do have something that's a line item comment, you can put it there. But like I said, you can also put it in that quote comment as well. One note, we are having some trouble right now with this line item comment box, where if you click away from it right now, you won't get it back. We are working on fixing that. It's just not done yet. So if you did find that you have any line item comments after you create the quote, I would put them in that quote comment box rather than the line item comment box. All right, and then go ahead and click add because I don't have anything to put in there today. Okay, and there we are. We're going to start with that. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and start with a value door, and then I'll switch to a custom as well, just to show it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at a standard height of 76. I'm going to go ahead and put in a B dimension of 28, a C dimension of 30, and I'm going to confirm the ESDH or the A dimension of 76 here on the D. And you'll notice as I go along here that it's starting to fill out and build the door for me. I'm going to go ahead and hinge it left off the wall. I'm going to change the color to dark bronze. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose geometric glass. All right. And I'm gonna go down here because I'm missing something. Yep, so I'm missing the handle yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and click my handle. And so you'll notice that I have that error over here on the picture. That means that there's something, usually an option that I've missed, or something that's put in wrong, or something like that, something of that nature. And then to give a little more of a realistic representation of what this door would actually look like, I'm going to click this isometric view over here. And it's just going to show me a little better of a representation of what this door should be. This is particularly helpful with video doors and with like the 290s. And then if I wanted to, I can see a summary of the options that I've chosen so far. This image is a little small right now. We are working on methods to make them bigger. We don't have anything yet we don't have anything that'll pop out yet. That's what we're hoping for, to have a little button or something you can click. The previous version of this program did. But what you can do in most cases, if you hit Control+ on your screen will zoom in and this image will get a little bit bigger for you. All right. I also do get quite a few questions about whether or not it's possible to do out of squares. It absolutely is possible. In the value group, it's, I believe, very, very regulated, and in some cases may not be. So I'm going to wait until I switch to a custom board to show it, but it is possible. Okay, so I'm going to go through, scroll, make sure I don't have any options that I've forgotten. It doesn't look like it. Okay. And then so you'll know that you're done when the add button up here on the top will appear. If you don't have an add button, you're not done. But I'm going to go ahead and click add, and it's going to add the door here for me. All right, and then you're going to see that it shows my part with all of my options. It's going to show the size, dimensions, and it's going to show the price. Don't freak out on the price. This is just a crazy markup that I put on there to demonstrate to somebody what markups do. Usually when you start, you will see it at your cost, and then you add markups from there. And then the system will also automatically add your surcharge, and then you can also add in tax as well. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and copy this door so I can turn it into a custom door. So you'll notice I hit that little paper icon right there, and that just copied that door completely. And I'm going to click on this one, click on that line item, and I'm going to switch option from value to custom. All right, and then let's say I'm going to unclick this ESDH because I don't want to do a standard height anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and choose an A dimension. Now I am going to leave it at 76, but this is just to show the out of squares. So I'm going to go 76 plus 1/2. And then I'm going to say that my panel is raised by a quarter, or yeah, raised by a 1/4 inch. All right, and there we are. So they're very hard to see right now. I'll scroll in here a little bit. But as you can see, when I put in those dimensions, so like I put that plus 1/2, it added an arrow with 1/2 leaning outward on the door, or the A dimension. And then it also added a 1/4 arrow going up, where I put the minus 1/4 on the panel. So the C dimension, I believe. Out here. Okay. Out of squares can be a little tricky, but I think once most people sit down and play with them, they're not as bad as they seem. And if you have questions, like I said, I'm always available. My email's there, and I'll post all the other information when we're done today. But yes, it is absolutely possible to do the out of squares. And then I can also come back through here and add different options of, if I wanted to do, if I wanted to change a different glass type or something. So this can be a really good way if you have customers wanting to compare, a door with the cost of a door with I don't know, dark bronze or gold hardware versus silver chrome. This can be a really great feature, the copy paste and go in and edit. Okay, and then I'm not going to actually make any more changes. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And there we are. Then I have that door as well. And voila. Okay, so that's just kind of the basics of the quoting tool. You'll notice there's a lot more options. Your options will depend on your account with us and what all you have. But you'll be able to see every single product within each category. And you can also do, if you wanted to add installation as a line item or anything else as a line item, you can do that as well. We have that set up as well. You can also add it into the price of each item here. You can come in, you can click, and you can add like, you know, $400 for labor to this part price right here, and then that would just kind of combine the cost overall. And so they would just see this price as one bundled price. They wouldn't see anything else. Okay, so that kind of is the basics of the quoting tool. And then the other feature that this program has that we like is the order upload, the quote upload. So basically what this lets you do is you can take the quotes that you've just created. So I can take this quote and I can upload it directly into the Holcam system without having to fax or upload or anything like that. And we do have a promotion going on until the end of month, so December 31st at midnight. You can submit your quotes through the WebCenter here and get 10% off. And then if you do just quotes in here and then you fax or email them in, turn them into orders, then you get 5% off. So that is a nice little promotion that we have going on right now. And I'll link to more information, like I said, at the end of the video here. Okay, so that to upload is available under quote maintenance. And then it's pretty much just click the check mark and scroll down until you see upload selected quotes to manufacturer. And you'll get this little pop-up that just warns you to ignore the estimated ship date. And then that you are responsible for the content of the order, you click OK, and the order will upload. I'm not actually going to upload today, but if I were going to, I would just click OK. And then as soon as you do that, the screen will load for a few minutes, and then it'll pop up with a message that'll basically say your order is successful, or your order was successfully uploaded, and then it'll have your new order number as well as your quote number, and then it'll have, you can print out the order acknowledgement. And so when you do that, once you're done, you will actually see your order number in here, and then you can click on it and you can, if I can find it. Yep. So you can click on your order, and then if it's an order that you've uploaded, you'll also see like this, the quote number right here, and you can click back and you can relate the two. And so you can go back and print out quote documents if you needed them, and then you'll also have access to the order acknowledgements for all of your orders. So it doesn't matter on orders if you've uploaded them or not, you will always see, sorry, clicking around here, you will always have options to see the order upload or the order acknowledgement document. So like for this one right here, you'll see that you can print out the order acknowledgement. All right, so I think that concludes the basics of the program. I went a little longer today than I meant to, sorry. But what we're going to finish with today is just kind of going over how to find some of the more advanced features or advanced options, I suppose, for quotes. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the quotes that I was working on earlier. And that was 277 here. Okay, and then I'm just going to click on one here. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll be scrolling through the options here and you want to do something like put a hook on the panel or, a towel bar or something like that, and you can't find it. So what you want to do is scroll until you see additional options. It's usually quite a ways down the page, usually almost to the bottom of the page on any configuration. If you click on that and then you click the adopt additional options, you will suddenly find that you have quite a few more options here. Oh, never mind, I'm in the wrong one. Hold on, sorry. That is a good point though. So if you have a custom or a value door like that was, they won't show up. So that might be, if you need something and you're trying to do it on a value door, you'll have to switch to custom. So let me switch back over to this custom door that we had. Okay, same thing. Scroll down, additional options, click on that, and then it'll expand. There we go. Yep. And so you'll notice as soon as I clicked that I have a lot more options here. And so one of the common questions we get is, well, what if I want to do a door shorter than the panel? So what you can do is if you click this door gap and click D gap here, and then so say my door gap is going to be say 5 inches. I'm going to put 5 in, and then wait a minute here. Yep, you'll notice that my door is actually 5 inches shorter than my panel. Or let's say I want to do a rope hook on the panel. And you'll notice that they have these designations out in front of the options, D, P1. If this had a second panel, it would have a P2. That's just saying that the option is for each specific part. So D's are all for door, P1 is all for this panel. So in this case, if I'm going to put a rope hook on the panel, I would go until I see P1 rope hook. I click that. Okay. And I'm going to put that rope hook at 65 inches. Found it. There we are. So 65 inches up from the bottom, centered. And then if I wanted to, I could actually change the glass type of the panel. I can add in specialty glass. So if you wanted to do like arch top, or if you have any double doors and you want custom edging on those, you can do that. Or if you wanted to do just custom edge designs or Rocky Mountain tops, you can do all of that here. The arch tops and the Rocky Mountain tops will actually show up. They'll show you the change. See if I can get it to show up just a moment. So, okay, so I clicked Rocky Mountain Top, and you'll see that it now shows that kind of altered edge there. Excuse me. Excuse me. That'll show up there, or you can do the arch top. You can put in other things, like I said. You can change the finish. You can change the polish on, well, not this door apparently. And then if you want to, you can also add, if you're doing a laser etch standard pattern, you can do that here as well. And that'll actually show you the pricing for all of these. The custom pricing will not show up, but any of the standard patterns, the pricing will show up. However, the image will not. We don't have the capability right now to place the image onto the panels or the doors. Same thing with sandblasted art and the V-crease. And of course, you can add in, if you have miscellaneous buyout parts, you can put those in here and you can make notes of those as well. So, and then we have a list of our most common miscellaneous buyout parts here. But I'm not going to actually put any in. And there we are. Okay. And so that kind of covers, you know, if you're looking for an additional option, you don't see it in here. And I realize a lot of these are very, very uncommon for the most part. You know, rope hooks and cow bars exceptions. But those are always available here, and it's kind of fun to get in and play with it and see what's possible and kind of learn that way. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to do something with this door that I can't figure out how to do. Let's say I wanted to move my hinges up, for example, or adjust my handle. So in the case of the hinges, those actually require a CAD program, and unfortunately we don't have that capability in this program at this time. It may be viable in the future, but right now it's not an option. So what you would want to do is you'll add that as a comment. When we have the line item comment back up and running, you'll be able to post it right over here. But for now, what you would do is you click save and exit your door. And then if you come up here, you can click this edit button on your quote screen. And then you can actually post right here in the comments, move hinges for custom EL SD 90 door up 5 inches. And then click save. And there you are. You'll see that this comment shows up here. And then when you upload this door or print it out, the comment will also show as well. All right, so last thing I said I was going to go ahead and show the way to contact me or for additional information. So what you want to do is you can go to www.holcam.com/webcenter. Go ahead and highlight that real quick. And I'll post it on a page in just a minute. So this is kind of our main WebCenter page. You'll find information for our promotion going on right now, as well as the details. You can sign up for our webinars here as well. And then you can access the site here. If you have questions or if you're looking to do something, you can fill out this form here. Click on this and it brings you the form up. And then, of course, we have additional documents as well. So we have the manual if you prefer to read rather than watch videos. We have an upload checklist for when you're planning to upload your orders. You can go through and make sure, you know, did I do this? Did I do that? Just kind of as a reminder, because you are responsible for the content of your orders. And if there are issues, they do usually delay the process rather significantly. So we try to mitigate that as much as possible with that. And then there's a document that kind of explains how to do out of Square. And below, you'll find a bunch of different training videos here that go over a lot of this in a lot more detail. So for example, this training video 2 really goes over how to do out of Squares in more depth. This first one will go over a little more on orders, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. All right, and then I'll go ahead and post here real quick. So my email is already in the comments. If you want to find that site, it is at www.holcam.com/webcenter. My name is Emily. My email again is eman@hartumclass.com. And then my direct line is 719-948-9519. Zoom in here. All right, and there's that information. So I don't see any questions in the chat box. So I think we're okay there. Yep, looks like it. Okay, so if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to email me. I will get back to you as quickly as possible. And if you're looking for a login, you can do that through email or through the website. Either way, it doesn't matter. They'll come to the right person regardless. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and we hope to see you next week.